Greetings, beautiful people. My name is Sanchia, and I'd like to first welcome you to my channel, The Divine Dosage. The Divine Dosage is part of my network in conjunction with Phoenix Vibrations, where I offer, um, you know, where I offer coaching as a transcendence coach for healing and transforming your life to empowerment. Okay, so once again, welcome. Today I am going to talk about heal the feminine, heal the planet. And I've talked about this on several of my other platforms. As a matter of fact, I have also written a book, and I plan to do a book series with heal the feminine, heal the planet. Um, my first book will be out soon. It's in the final stages of being published. So look out for that. And the first book in that series is Heal the Feminine, Heal the Planet: How to Overcome Your Trauma to Empowerment. So I am really happy about this and I'm proud of it. And I hope that you guys can share in this with me. So I will update you once that is available and ready. However, back to the topic of heal the feminine, heal the planet. And I also revert to heal the woman, heal the world as well. So if you see me going back and forth, they're one and the same. This idea came to me a few years back, maybe back in about 2014, 2015, as a download from Divine Spirit. And I when I first heard that concept, heal the feminine, heal the planet, I really resonated with that. And it took me a long time for me to act on it and move on it, because you know I didn't want there to be separation. I didn't want for any masculine energies or the man to feel like they are being excluded from this. And over the years, I have meditated on this concept, and I have come to the realization of exactly what Spirit wanted me to do with that. And heal the feminine, heal the planet is all about bringing back the balance of the masculine and feminine energies on this planet, right? So, as we know, the feminine energies, the feminine aspect, the woman, has been suppressed um, around the world for many years, for centuries, right? This has been a planet that is dominated by masculine energies. And you know i I don't know how far this goes back. However, I know it goes back for a long time, where women have been suppressed with our energies. Women have been um, you know thrown to the background. Women have been really um, not utilized as far as the the presence and the energies that we bring to the planet, that we bring to the world. And that's funny because, I mean, creation comes from the woman. And creation really, I mean, on every level that we can think about, every level of creation comes from the feminine aspect. So it has baffled me as to why, um, why the female and the feminine energies have been suppressed around this planet. So I'm not here to try to figure out why that's been. We kind of already know that, um, the world was taken over by some kind of male dominance. And that's not what I'm here to talk about today. I'm not here to put down, um, you know, the masculine energies. I'm not here to infuriate any of the energies. Like I said, the whole concept of this of this download that I received by Divine Spirit is so that I can really speak on the importance of both of the energies, masculine and feminine, coming into balance. And the reason why it came to me in the way as far as heal the feminine, heal the planet, is because of the suppression that has gone on for so long with the feminine energies. And it's because, it's time for us to bring back and highlight the importance of the feminine, of the woman, on this planet, as far as, throughout the universe. The universe is, the universe was created from a womb, all right? A dark place, a dark hole. So it's like, the flower of life, the tree of life. The flower of life has a womb at the center of it, which which was expanded and creating all the ripples, that has formed creation. All right. So, if we take it back to the most basic concept, if we take it back to the beginning of creation, all right, we can understand that the concept of creation comes from a feminine space. All right. Now, for us to take it a little further, all right, we have the idea, or we have the concept of duality on this planet, right? There's a polarity, all right, and if we look at the polarity or the duality of yin and yang, right? These are aspects, those are relative aspects used in duality, right? So within every person, within every individual, whether you are biologically masculine or biologically feminine, both the feminine and masculine aspects exist in every individual, right? So that, let's use yin and yang as that, as that example, right? So with the yin energies are considered feminine, right? And, that is associated with darkness, right? That is associated with the color black, all right? The element that is used for the yin energies is the element of water, right? So water is also, and one of the most dominant aspects that's used for creation. Okay. When we look at the yang aspect, that aspect is considered the masculine aspect. All right. It's considered with, it's associated with the color white. All right. And it is, it's associated with light. Okay. Now, over the years as well, in history, we've understood that the feminine energies are, are associated with dark. All right. Now, that's not to say that it's, it's something bad or it's something negative. It's just that, if we think about it, creation comes from a dark place. Darkness is the root of creation. So everything that's created, is usually created in the dark. You need the darkness in order to form, in order for something to form, in order for something to grow, right? A seed grows, you plant a seed in the ground, so that it can grow from there, right? So that's considered a dark place. When when a fetus is growing, or when an embryo is in the womb and it's being created from that place, that's a dark space. So, and if we even associated all of that with the universe was created from what? A dark hole, right? Or a dark space, right? And then boom, there was light. It evolved into light, or it, expanded into light. So, when we think about, when we talk about the feminine energies being dark, It's not a matter of anything negative or anything that's evil. As a matter of fact, I'm going to read an excerpt from the Kabbalion that talks about that, right? Now, before I do that, I also want to talk about the aspect of gender, where, I'm also going to read, an excerpt from the Kabbalion that talks about gender, because that's a big, discussion on the planet right now as far as gender and gender roles and different things like that. So I'm not getting into that either. All right. I'm just going to talk about, why we even have genders, or the importance of gender. All right. And it has nothing to do with sex or anything else. It's just a matter of why genders are created, and there are, there's a level, or there are genders on every level of the universe. So it's not just this planet. Every level, every dimension, every aspect of the universe has a gender. And the thing is with that, we understand that, beings or whatever from other dimensions may not necessarily be considered feminine or masculine. However, or even beings on this planet, or animals, right? For example, there are certain animals that have, plants, animals, they have they have a dominance or a balance of the masculine and feminine energies within them, where they could procreate on their own without having to go out, without having to go outside of themselves to procreate. So, in those aspects, all right, they don't necessarily have to go find a mate to procreate, because they have the energies within themselves, a balance of the masculine and the feminine energies within themselves that allows them to create from within on their own. So, right. So, like I said, the importance of heal the feminine, heal the planet, is just to bring the concept of unconditional love and the masculine and the feminine working together, even within yourselves, finding the balance of the masculine and feminine energies within yourself. All right, creating that balance within yourself, where, like I said, every individual has those energies within. So, most times we may find that it's unbalanced, right? Some men are too masculine, some women are too feminine, or vice versa, right? Some men are too feminine, some men are, some women are too masculine, right? So it's a matter of bringing that balance within, all right, in using those two energies appropriately, aligning with the energies in the right way, where, as we know, the masculine, the masculine energies are the givers, right? The doers. Okay? They exert the energy to give, to do. They're the active, right? And the feminine energies are associated with, with receiving, being receptive. All right? Receiving, taking. Okay? And so most times, we may see that a woman, women or feminine energies are functioning where they're doing a lot, they're independent, it's all about the independent women, it's all about being strong and all those things. Those are things that we were programmed. Those are programs that we that have been programmed into us, where from history or from whatever, where there wasn't a balance of the masculine and feminine energy. So you may find that a woman or feminine had to do it all right? Whereas you may find a masculine who was taken away from, whatever was bringing him balance, like whether it be family, career, whatever it was. Now they're in a place or in a state where they aren't able to do, right? So with all that being said, it's a matter of just bringing back the balance. Bringing back the balance. This is how the planet is going to, be in balance, because we as the collective have to understand the importance of those energies being in balance, and both energies having the stage or having the presence to to utilize the innate aspects that are for that energy, right? So when women or the feminine energy is no longer suppressed, we're free to create. We are in a safe space, a comfortable space to create, okay, without any imbalance. All right, so we can align, once everything, once those things are in balance, so that's why it's called heal the feminine, because it's like we have been suppressed for so long. We have been in a place of not being able to exert our true our true, what's the word? Our true place, okay, our true existence, our truth on this planet, where it's like we've been suppressed, right? I mean, it takes it back in the day where, women, were the dominant healers, and all those things where, the healers, and, they had to hide, and, from fear of being burnt and killed and all these different things. So, yeah. Right? So, I just had another thought, which I just lost it in that moment. However, yeah, so it's like we have to now heal from those things. It's time for us to heal from those traumas, and from those, from those tragedies and those pains that are still in our DNAs. Like, even though it's from lifetimes ago, it's still in the DNA, where there's an innate fear of living our truth and being in our truth because of what was done throughout history. Okay? So we even see it in the, in religion, where women weren't even allowed to be priests at some point, where women weren't allowed to, to have a say, to, to speak up in church and in those settings. Okay? So, yeah, that's not what, what was, that's not what this existence was meant for. That's not what it is. It's a matter of coming into balance, coming together. So let me read some excerpts from the Kabbalion. All right. And this is a great resource as far as understanding this balance. Like gender is one of the principles that is spoken about in this book, and it tells us why gender is important. All right, so let me start there. The office of gender is solely that of creating, producing, generating, etc., and its manifestations are visible on every plane or phenomena. It is it is somewhat difficult to produce proofs of this long scientific lines. It is somewhat difficult to produce proofs of this along scientific lines, for the reason that for the reason that science has not as yet recognized this principle as of universal application. Excuse me, I can so read. I'm not sure what's going on here, but like maybe my glasses aren't working that well. But still some proofs are forthcoming from scientific sources. In the first place, we find a distinct manifestation of the principle of gender among the corpuscles, ions or electrons, which constitute the basis of matter, as science now knows the latter. and which by forming certain combinations form the atom, which until lately was regarded as final and invisible. Yes, let me take my time because I'm not doing too well right now, and it's not a good look. But I'm going to keep going. The latest word of science is that the atom is composed of a multitude of corpuscles, electrons, or ions, the various names being applied by different authorities, revolving around each other and vibrating at a high degree and intensity. But the accompanying statement is made that the formation of the atom is really due to the clustering of negative corpuscles around a positive one. The positive corpuscles seeming to exert a certain influence upon the negative corpuscles, causing the latter to assume certain combinations and thus create or generate an atom. This is in line with the most ancient Hermetic teachings, which have always identified the masculine principle of gender with the positive and the feminine with the negative poles of electricity, so called. Right? So, this is basically speaking about how, yes, both the masculine and the feminine energies are needed to create. Okay? And it's basically, the masculine energy is the active one, right? Where it's like, the masculine energy, charges the feminine energy, and the feminine energy creates from there. All right? So the masculine energy just provides a charge that now the feminine energy takes, and utilizes that charge to create whatever it is that is to be created from those two forces coming together. So yes. Now, I'm going to read this other part, which is associated with, the feminine energy being dark. And it's going to kind of shed some light on that. Okay? So, now a word at this point regarding this identification of the word dark. The public mind has formed an entirely erroneous impression regarding the qualities of the so-called negative pole of electrified or magnetized matter. The terms positive and negative are very wrongly applied to this phenomenon by science. The word positive means something real and strong as compared with a negative unreality or weakness. Nothing is further from the real facts of electrical phenomena. The so-called negative pole of the battery is really the pole in and by which the generation or production of new forms and energies is manifested. There is nothing negative about it. The best scientific authorities now use the word cathode in place of negative. The word cathode coming from the Greek root meaning descent, the path of generation, etc. From the cathode pole emerged the swarm of electrons or corpuscles. From the same pole emerged those wonderful rays which have revolutionized scientific conceptions during the past decade. The cathode pole is the mother of all of the strange phenomena which has rendered useless the old textbooks and which have caused many long accepted theories to be regulated to be I'm sorry to be relegated to the scrape pile of scientific speculation. The cathode or negative pole is the mother principle of electrical phenomena and of the finest forms of matter as yet known to science. So you see, we are justified in refusing to use the term negative in our consideration of the subject, and in insisting upon substituting the word feminine for the old term. The facts of the case bear us out in this, without taking the Hermetic teachings into consideration. And so we shall use the word feminine in place of negative in speaking of that pole of activity. So yeah. Basically, I just want to shed light on the aspect of what Spirit has led me through this download, through this channeling, in bringing light of the feminine energies, all right, and the importance of the feminine and the masculine energies coming into balance. All right, I start off my Transformation Tuesdays on YouTube with this, with this message, because this is the premise. All right, the premise that all of my teachings come from, where it's about just having unconditional love, having a balance of unconditional love, bringing in the balance of both of those energies for for us to come to a place of unconditional love for one another, for ourselves, first and foremost, for our creator source, for the collective, for this planet. All right. And this is the way for us to bring ourselves into alignment with this wonderful planet and with the universe and the universal laws, okay? To bring the balance back of masculine and feminine energies. All right, so this is Transformation Tuesdays. This series is called, I started this series on social media, and now I'm bringing it to YouTube. So, yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you, for liking and subscribing to this channel. Thank you for liking this video. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, The Divine Dosage. I appreciate you. I will be here every Tuesday with another Transformational Tuesday message, because it's all about healing and transformation for empowerment, so that we can all evolve towards our divinity. And that's what it's all about. And it's all about sharing and bringing, unconditional love. I am the beacon of unconditional love, and that is my aim, that is my goal, to continue to spread that and to share that, so that we can all be that. All right. So once again, my name is Sanchia, and I appreciate you. I love you, and I will see you soon. Thank you.